Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live stream. I'm super excited to have everyone here today because today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic that I'm sure everyone has on their mind: AI and how to integrate it into your life, especially in the context of having so many different personal tools, in the context of having so much data about yourself, keeping track of all that in your personal knowledge management systems. How do we use all that information to help us live a better life simply by understanding ourselves better, right? Not using just our own minds to process the information, but actually using AI to help us process all this information and help us live a better life every single day. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. I'm going to talk a bit about how this live stream is going to be structured, what we're going to try to accomplish within the live stream, what realistically we're going to get done and what we're not going to get done, and what we're going to look forward to doing in the next week in this part 2 installment of this series. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So as always, if you guys have been watching our live streams for a while, we'd like to start off the stream with a little bit of why, what, and how. Explaining why are we building this thing, what do we want to accomplish, and how do we want to get there. And I think it's super important because it helps us really have a clear idea of exactly what we want to accomplish during this limited time that we have, and what are the milestones that will indicate that we were successful in the live stream, and to really show you the building process behind everything that we do. There's going to be two things that hopefully you guys can take away from this. One is that if you ever wanted to build your own AI assistant, if you wanted to build your own AI tools, you want to understand how to integrate with open source tools, or actually available tools like OpenAI, then this is the live stream for you. We're going to talk a bit about the architecture and how to integrate with those systems that are already out there, those infrastructures that's already built. The second thing is that if you're just interested in actually using the end outcome whenever it is finished and built, then we're going to be able to show you exactly how this was built in the first place, right? On the MakeWork Fund app, we're going to have this AI integration. It's going to be done roughly probably around in a week or 2 weeks by now, through these live stream events. So if you ever were curious about how things were built and you want to learn and you want to contribute even to our open source projects, this is also a great resource for you to jump in. So let's get straight into it. So why do we want a personal AI assistant? Well, typically we don't really have enough analysis on how we behave, right? We might have the data, so I'm gonna add a bit of information here. We might have the data on what we are doing on a day-to-day basis, and honestly, not everyone has this too, but we definitely don't have enough analysis on how we behave. Let me give you an example. If you follow our community, you know that we like using Notion a lot. And through Notion, we track down all the different wins that we have in our lives, all the different, daily quests that we've been doing, the daily habits that build up our lives, the different, foods we might be eating if you're doing meal planning. We have our different intentions in our life. There's a lot of things that we're tracking, right? Which, by the way, not everyone even tracks in the first place, and that's a whole other problem to solve in a later stream. But we have all this data now sitting in our SAR databases for weeks, for months, for years, and the best way for us to analyze it, as you guys have seen in previous streams, is doing review cycles, right? So showing the data on a strict time basis, categorizing it by categories that we already understand, that we've already written down, like, hey, I'm categorizing this as my first priority tasks, my focus tasks, my whatever, even task projects, etc. But we don't really have a way to holistically look at everything. So what we want to do is we want to be able to holistically look into our life and understand why we do what we do. That's the main basic principle here of what I think a personal AI assistant will do inside the MakeWork Fund app. So what do we want to do? What are we going to accomplish here? Well, we want to build a GPT integration, right, into MakeWork Fund, which is our app. If you don't know what MakeWork Fund is, just a quick preview. MakeWork Fund is our gamified app, which turns your productivity tools into a gamified experience where you have multiplayer for personal development. It's really fun, and you can see we have a lot of people playing with us currently already. So we want to build it into there where we can be able to utilize our personal development data to gain insights about how we're living our life and what we should do next. So the fundamental is that inside MakeWork Fund, because it's connected to all our different productivity tools, it knows your wins. It knows when you've been, when your last win was. And also because it has its own integrated daily quest system, So we can actually understand like, hey, I drank water recently. My mood is this way. And my intention is that we're going to have this GPT integration do a few things. So we're going to do things here. I'm going to do some checkboxes so we can check them off when we're actually successful at this. And again, I really encourage, like, whenever you build anything, to follow this kind of format. It doesn't have to be exactly like this, but have a general gist. It's like, hey, this is why we're doing this. This is what we're going to achieve, and finally how we're going to get there, right? So what will make this successful? Well, we want to have definitely feeding in wins from Notion, feeding in daily quests from Make Work Fun, and then we want to have daily insights. So daily insights feeding from Bro, and then we probably would want weekly insights. So daily slash weekly slash monthly slash yearly. And then all time is going to be really interesting. So all time is something that I am thinking about a little bit about as well. So like, how do we build like a memory of the last things that you shared with this GPT integration? I think that could be really cool. Like if there's some kind of memory in here. So this needs memory for sure. Memory for sure. Okay. So then we want to feed it in, and then we want analysis. So okay, wait. So we want to do this way. Insights. Okay, now this is more appropriate. And this one is pushing data in. Insights. So what kind of insights? We want to have specific insights that are going to be able to help us with our problems. So we want to have insights like, well, okay, there's two ways to handle this. So we want custom prompting, right? Custom prompting, which is user can ask it questions, but we also wanted to have some basic prompting. So basic prompting is review my day and give me an interesting insight. I think that's something interesting. Another prompt that could potentially be very useful is where do you think I need to improve next? And then so something and then what was my biggest win? Actually, I think this one I should be telling it. This is, hey, I feel like this is my biggest win. But for people who are a bit low self-confidence, it might be useful for it to give you back information as well. But anyway, the main idea here is that we're gonna give it some basic prompts. I don't know what's the next thing, right? But the idea is that my vision is that we're gonna have a screen. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so now we have a how. So our how is we're gonna do a few things. So we're gonna build first a basic screen that has the UI elements to show the so a chatbot interface, right? With some information already provided. With so the chatbot interface will need a place for user to interact, and then the bot to chat back with you and provide information. So that'd be really cool. So that would be the basic screen that we need. But then I think from there, we're definitely going to want to, this is just a chatbot UI elements. So chatbot interface, it's like this. But most importantly, right now, I need to expose the data. So exposing data for frequency that you need so that it can be sent to GPT. Chatbot interface, there we go. Email elements for an AI assistant. You probably want to brush it up to like have some kind of interactive like design. we're gonna want to build a mockup, design and mockup. So that's something we're gonna do. And then finally, we're gonna build a chatbot interface and OpenAI integration. Right now, we're thinking of using OpenAI, but it's a potentially we can use an open source kind of provider. We'll keep talking more about that as we get further along in the series. Like I said, there's probably going to be a 2-part, 3-part series, but for now, we're going to say OpenAI, Hugging Face, etc. integration. Okay, perfect. So just to as a quick recap, in case you weren't fully following, I do go a bit fast, and let me know anytime in chat if you think I can slow down a bit to explain anything that you think needs additional explanation. But basically, we want to start off with understanding why we're doing this, what we want to achieve, right? So these are all the different milestones that if we can hit, will make us feel like we've accomplished something with our system, with our build. And then how is exactly the steps that we're going to do to really build out this system, right? What we think we need to do next. So with that all in mind, I think what we're going to be able to do today is we're going to focus on exposing our data for per frequency. So per frequency, so it can be sent to GPT. So the main important thing is, hey, can we get the data out for this user? And can we show this data in some way? Because if we can show it on the screen, then we can also show it being sent to GPT as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to log into a test account and also set up my space for the code that we have. And right now it's gonna get a little bit code heavy. Just as little as possible, because I don't think this is going to be the most code intensive part of our stream. But I do want to kind of go through and give you guys an explanation of how things are built inside our system, so that if in the case that, again, you want to involve yourself, you know how. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up our development server. So I'm going to just open it up this way. And I'm going to run our development server with your dev. And in the meantime, we're going to drink some water so that you stay hydrated. But yeah, welcome everybody to the stream. Really happy that you guys have been looking forward to this. I have too. I think this is something that I've been looking for ever since I even thought about, utilizing any form of productivity or task manager or anything. Like, how nice would it be if, I could just create a project and then, have my assistant say, hey, I don't think you'd be able to finish it in that timeline based on what you've done so far, based on everything that's not just your wins, but also what's in progress. I think that's something very important to note. So we're not just only talking about we're not just only talking about wins here. We're talking also about so feeding in wins, so feeding in existing the in progress items from Notion. Oh, not just in progress, but backlog as well. So basically, we need to figure out, is it like a checkbox system where I can say, hey, I want to feed in this information, I want to feed in this information, I want to feed in this information. That is very, very cool. We need to consider that. That is something that we might want to consider. So let's think about this first by opening up this. So we have our scenario. We're going to go ahead and log in with a test account. So there we go. And then we're going to go ahead and see what we have here. If we go to our player page, you see we are already actually exposing our recent wins. So we can see that there. But what we need to do is actually show it on a more laid out framework. And even of our dailies, we can see our last 2 dailies, right? But we're not able to see everything, and that's the main thing. So play, manage, track. I think we need to have track on a separate page. Well, this track was supposed to be for like looking into here and seeing all your routines. Yeah, I think we just need a new page. So let's go ahead and just make a brand new page. I'm not going to make it too complicated right now because, again, I just want to get the gist of it. So what's happening to our missions page? I think our missions page is already a bit less complicated. Yeah, okay. Let's use our missions page to duplicate. So we're going to use our missions page. we're gonna click copy, and then we're gonna paste it just inside here as well. So paste it inside our top level pages. So we have missions copy, and then we're gonna rename this one. And instead of missions, we're gonna call this one to be our, let's call it our trends assistance data analysis. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna call this one analysis. There's no need to refresh any stats yet. Player stats, background URL, I think just force it to be a certain thing. Onboarding states, we don't need to worry about too much. Well, we might want to worry about this. Okay, again, let's simplify this. I think we should simplify this. So none of these onboarding states or anything like that. Those don't matter. Okay, let's just save this first and see where it's giving me. Analysis. So it's always nice to use like it's always nice to use a base page because you can then build things on top of it. So actually what I should have done, and I'll probably do in the future, is have like a basic boilerplate template for a page. And so I don't need to just like, figure out what do I need to remove, what I need to keep. But anyway, analysis. So let's see what is loaded here. Analysis is probably, yeah, this adventure thing. So we're gonna remove everything now. And so it doesn't really matter. We're gonna remove change URL, doesn't matter here. We're going to welcome adventurer. We're going to delete everything down here. And we're also going to delete all the mission board stuff. Just like that. Perfect. So now we can really get started. So ideally what we have here is we have information that we can load. And maybe I can even envision like a checkbox. So we say, hey, we want to load this information. This is the information I want to load, 1, 2, 3. So let's go ahead and figure out how to do checkboxes here. Yeah, okay, so we use either Mantine. We use Mantine right here, Mantine UI. And what we want to do is we want to find checkboxes. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Exactly, that's what I need. Okay, how do I get there? Browse components. Oh, okay, wait, checkbox card. So how do I get code? Here we go. Okay, so this is the code. This seems complicated. Why is it so complicated? I like it though. Looks nice. So it's using styles, grid styles theme, and then it's using this theme to help me do this. I think what we want to do then is just to keep it simple. So let's go ahead and do checkbox. I do know that there already is something like that here. So we want to do a card like this, but a checkbox. I think just keep it simple then. So import checkbox. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it simple. So we're gonna go ahead and throw it into here. So we're gonna import checkbox. Let's delete everything here because I'm pretty sure all doesn't matter right now. Because we want to clean this up really well. Let's not import anything. Pushmaster. Okay, I'm also going to remove any of this things in the bottom because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to use that. And I'm just going to import this. So I have a checkbox now. Can't resolve DNS. DNS. Client needs to be deleted. There we go. Perfect. Now I can just add a checkbox here. So first of all, let's also add a div so we can have a sectioning. So we're gonna add the div here. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to throw in our checkbox. So we're going to say checkbox is here, and we're going to say what information are we adding. Okay, so this needs some formatting. So we're going to do class name, text is white. That's not helping, so let's figure out why. That's also not helping. Okay, so most likely we're going to need to check out this and see how to fix it. I want to change the color of the text. So components prop styles API. I'm gonna keep it simple for now. I'm just gonna actually just put a white background behind it. The class name, so BG white, I think that's how we do it. Yeah, so at least I have that, and then we'll fix it later. So what we want to do is max width is maybe 3XL. And then we're going to center this. So text center. All right, let's do flex. And then flex row. And then we're going to do justify center. And so that's centered there. But this whole thing needs to be centered. So what we're going to do then is text center here. Yeah, so this needs to be centered. So we're going to go ahead and do P4 also and then round it. Just keep it look a bit nicer. But for sure, this needs to be centered. So flex column. Let's do it here. Let's put it this way. Okay, let's not do it this way. And then inside here, we're going to say flex row, flex call, sorry. And then we're going to center it. So justify center. Oh, actually, this is also like this, so it makes it. There we go. Okay, got it. So yeah, I agree not to solve my privacy, but so we want to synchronize. So there's three things we want to synchronize. We want to say recent wins. That's one of them. We also want to do in progress. In progress / backlog from success plan. I'm going to update that later because actually this is simplicity. So completed habits, completed daily quests, or just say daily quests. And then this one is let's figure out how to do that later. Now we have three things here. We're also going to make sure this is flex call so that it's all stacked. Perfect. Give it a gap of 4. Perfect as well. So now we have 3 checkboxes. So we can even add something like, what do we want to sync? So we want to sync this information. Oh, and then have a chat box on the right hand side maybe. Okay, so let's say this is something we can put. We want to put a header here. So we want to put a header 2. I'm going to say this is text. And then we're going to say this is class name. I'm going to call this one so text black. And then we have here like that. And then we can say this is going to be sync with chatbot, sync with AI, or share with AI. There we go. Share with AI. So, okay, so what's the point of this, right? We want to basically make sure that we are giving the user control of what information we want to share with AI. And unless they explicitly click this, well, nothing should be shared. That's my idea on this. It's very important whenever you're working with these, with this, that like everyone wants something different for their experience, especially with AI and what they're comfortable sharing. So I want to make sure really that there is no how do I say it? There's no misunderstanding about like how you're going to, really share the information you have with your AI assistant, and also make sure that it's something that you want out of the experience as well. So that's exactly what I want to do. So right now, sharing with recent wins and daily quests is super simple. Sharing your, current being worked on stuff is not so simple. That's why I'm not putting that on there just yet. But this is basically the initial idea of what we want to do. We want to grab this information. And now with this, I want to just start showing you how I'm going to start outputting information, which then eventually will be sent over to Make Work Fun. Or sorry, will be sent to the personal assistant. So right now, I like this very much. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do another div to break up everything. Div is just divider, by the way, if you don't know what div is. And then here, we're going to have another class name. We're going to call it flex row. Flex means we're making a flex box. Flex row, and we're going to have now another, actually, I might even do grid. But anyway, let's just try. So test. Yeah. But we might make this a grid. So grid calls to, and then we call span. Actually, this week grid calls 5, call span 2, and then class name call span 3. So now we have kind of some separation of space. Nah, I like it better if it was a flex box, and I'll tell you guys why after. So flex row. I'm just going to make this take up only around maybe with 20% space. Actually, with 1/3. And then we say with 2/3. There we go. Perfect. And I want to make sure that this has a decent separation of space. So I'm going to call this one MB4. Actually, I'm going to say just M6. So it has 6 around everything. And then we're going to gap 2. So there's a gap of 2 between these two. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and say the height should be full. So it's taking the full height. And then we're going to say the background is going to be, let's just do something simple for now, white. So then text is black. Okay, and then also P4 here. So you can see that that's there and then rounded. You can see we're slowly starting to build like a semblance of a UI here that looks and hopefully I'm getting closer and closer to the end result. So we have information here. So my idea is that once I mark one of these things, so I'm actually going to say placeholder. But the idea is that once I check one of these things, certain information is going to show here, at least for now. And then once that information is shown, then we're going to have a chat bot that's going to actually, we're going to feed it into the chat bot. So right now, what I want to do with this information, I want to make sure that this is going to feed me the information. So information being fed into here, but also I want something to happen once I check this off. So first thing is creating a control. So the control means that we are making so that we're getting the input information, so controlled So there's a use state, and then on change, I want to do something. Okay, so on change, I want to do something. So I'm just gonna grab this. On change, yeah, on change, we're gonna do something. So let's do this thing. So inside this checkbox, we're gonna have to do this. And then we're going to have to add in our, I'm going to remove all these just because I know I'm not using it right now. It's fine. Okay, I'll keep the stuff here. Okay, so we want to get this check mark. So these are things that we need. So not just checked, but we want this to be called for recent wins. Set recent wins. And then we're going to go ahead and say that initially it's false. That's fine. Recent wins. Set recent wins. Perfect. And I'm going to do the same thing for daily quest too. So daily quests, and then event set daily quests. And then we're going to go here and have recent wins, daily quest, and then set daily quests. Perfect. So now it's being controlled. So if I actually check these, something should change. And as an example, I'm going to start putting in information here that will change. So we're going to say, so in the case that, so this is how we do this. We say if there is recent wins, right, in an if statement, then I want to show something. So I'm going to show div recent wins here. Otherwise, show nothing. Okay. And I'm going to have another if statement that says if I have daily quests, then I'm going to show daily quests here. Otherwise, show nothing. Okay. So now I see recent wins here, daily quests here. So now we can see both information very easily, right? And then the next thing now is that now that I know that this is something that's going to happen, I need to write a function that actually pulls in information for me that when checked also loads the information that I need. So that's something that's pretty important. So I want to also now do, so this one shouldn't be immediately setting this. Recent wins, it's like this. Okay, so I need to write a function now. So I'm gonna write a function that helps me pull information out. And this is where it's going to be useful for me to look back into my old code, because in my old code, I've already done something similar. So I want to go ahead and find my player page. So my player page, I'm already drawing my wins. So I need to go ahead and find that. So win, set wins, that's fine. So set wins. So I'm fetching wins from here. So let's go ahead and set wins. And then that's something I need to run. So, okay, let's just do an async function. So async function fetch wins. No, async function load wins. Okay, and we don't really need to do, actually we do. Okay, we do. So load wins, and this would be true or not. Load wins, load wins, and then we say it's called variable, or v, doesn't really matter. And then we say here, so if v, then we do this, and then else we do this. So if there is v, then we want to just go ahead and grab this async function for this set wins function. So we're going to say set recent wins to be this. Actually, first, I actually want to console log it, so I want to know what it's actually doing. So console.log be, because I have no idea. So load wins is here. So load wins. I think it's just showing true or not, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and inspect the console. The console will show me true, false. Okay, wait, I got it. So it should be 0 first. Okay. Oh yeah, so showing true, false. Perfect. Simple. Okay, perfect. So then what we're gonna do, if true, then we're gonna go ahead and paste this. So set recent wins to be fetching wins. Right now, I want to grab the user ID. So user ID, where we're getting that? User users from user content. Okay. Should it be though? I think I should get it from here actually. So we have user, and then there's analysis, right? Analysis, yep. And then we're gonna grab user from here, and then I am going to say that I can't just do set recent wins because set recent wins is not it. So I need to do set wins actually. So wins, set wins, not false, but null. And then we have set wins. And then I need to now get fetch wins from up here. And also add Supabase. So Supabase here, which is going to be my database. And then we're going to have fetch wins here. Oh, which we do have. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, perfect. The timeline still kind of matters, but okay, user doesn't have an ID, so I just need to do user. I think I should let me just refresh. Okay, I got it, I think. Okay, so once I have that, then I want to set wins. And only when I have wins, then this shows up. So wins. I'm supposed to split everything out. I don't know if this actually will work. So we do wins, and then we do wins. Like that. Yeah, okay. We want to use an array. I just need to show it. Well, I don't need to show it actually, but recent wins exists. I do want to show it though, so what's the best way to do this? Okay, so what we want to do right now is we want to show that wins exist. Okay, so I already loaded almost immediately, so wins do exist. And then what I want to do right now is here is after that happens, I need to do something. So sets recent wins true. Oh, to be, it doesn't matter. Else set recent wins. Actually, this should then doesn't need to repeat. So always want to set recent wins like that. So no need else even statements. Perfect. We simplified our code. So now we can turn it on and off, ideally. Actually, no, we do need this because this can be outside of it, but the main thing is that we need to also clear wins. So set wins null if there's nothing. Yeah, so that's perfect. And then what we want to do now is, so if it's on, wins exists, if not, nothing. Okay, and then I want to set recent wins this. So it's more responsive. And then we say wins exist only after that. That's perfect. I do want to show that information in some way, so I don't remember how to do that. Let me just double check. So wins exist, and then we say wins. Oh, okay. I need to map everything. Okay, I can do that. Let's say wins.map, right? So dot map map. Oh, sorry, 1 second. There we go. Then we're gonna go do map. Do I not have that here? No. Let me go find a mapping function. So let's say dot map. Yeah, let's just use something like this. So I sneak key in and do something. Okay, perfect. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a wins.map. Okay, wins.map. And then we go ahead and do a div. And then we go ahead and do a div here. I think we need to keep this. There's something wrong here. Let me see why. So format. Let's see. It should have been the main thing. Oh, I need double brackets close, I think. Yeah, I'm missing a bracket close. There we go. Okay, test, and then let's see. So we go ahead and recent wins. There should be a bunch of wins. So there's 2 wins for this user only. I do remember that. And then the main thing is right now I need to show the name. So we're gonna have the map. We're gonna say win. So we're gonna say this is win.name. Let's see. Win.name. There we go. Okay, perfect. So now we're showing information. So if I got this one, then that wins exist. We have these wins that we're going to throw into and share to the AI. And then I'm going to do one more thing for daily quests. So wins exist is here. I'm actually going to then do something like P, and then wins exist. This is just basic formatting. Doesn't really matter, but I just want to have some separation. Font bold, sorry. Font bold. Okay, perfect. So now we have 2 wins that exist. Now we need to do daily quests. So div also last name has MB3 maybe. Get some separation. Actually, no need to do that. I just need to do a flex and then flex call and then gap 2. So when it does come up, it will just come up below like that. Perfect. Okay, next thing is daily quests. We're gonna show our daily quests here, and then we're gonna go ahead and pull that in. So now instead of player, we're gonna go ahead and go to our dailies and see how we're pulling in the information. Uh, we don't want to just pull in the latest information though, because I think our dailies, and I could be wrong, but our dailies polling is not perfect. Let me just take a look how that works. New day, close, dailies, 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 dailies. Where's the fetch dailies? Look here, there is block code here. There we go. And then we have dailies here. So dailies is here. So play dailies. Okay, there. Yeah. So here is set habits. So set habits is coming from fetch dailies. There we go. So fetch dailies just getting all the dailies. Fetch dailies complete today is what I need to look at. So fetch dailies complete today. Okay, so I need to so fetch dailies completed is a new thing. I want to get all of them. For certain length, I think we'll do that later. Data.load links. Do I need that? Actually, I need all the information in this data. So if data return data, I think I just need everything here. I don't need anything in here. And then so fetch dailies completed is a new fetch that we need to make. So fetch dailies completed. And now we're going to do something very similar as we did before, which is we're going to have a function here. So we're going to say load dailies. And we're going to say set daily quests. And then set daily quest, set daily quest, set daily quest. Oh wait, fetch dailies completed. That's the player. And then though, what we're going to do is this is load dailies like that. And then if there is set daily quest. Yeah, so set. No, this is wrong. We need one more. Completed sets completed dailies. And then we have sets completed dailies right there. Set completed dailies, and then only if completed dailies, then we will do something. So let's go ahead and also do this. Might as well, since we already have this code. Let's just copy this whole thing. So daily quests exist. And we'll say dailies completed dailies.map, and then we say the, and then we can just say the dot name. I just want to get that information out. So if there's daily quests, it does exist, but it's not. You mean there's no dot name, I guess. So dot habit. I don't remember. Okay, that's just numbers. That's not correct. I want. Let me just check my database. So my database should show me the information. Actually, I don't need to. I can just show. I'll show you guys how to troubleshoot this. So we want to then just yeah, let's just show completed dailies, and then it will show me an error. Okay, habits, details. So then it's only giving me habit, which is the number, but not actually the name. I got it. So we need to actually do something different inside our fetch. So we need to add a, this is really fun actually. I'm really happy that I can show you guys this because I only learned about this like when I first started using Supabase, but and like database keys. But I think it's really fun. So foreign API foreign key. Let's see, API. That's not what I want. Supabase. Await Supabase. And I want to do dot from. There we go. And then what we're going to do is fetch data. And then we can add something for query foreign tables. There we go. So we will have everything, but then I want specifically the habit name as well. I think I just do this, and then we do comma. And then we call this one habit, I think. Habit, and then we go name. I think that works. I'm not sure. Let's double check. Okay, wait, what's wrong with this? Completed dailies. Oh, the information is coming back in a different way now. Okay, wait. Before I show information, I need to do this. Let's go ahead and do this. I am going to, yes, so if there is something there, I'm just going to show test. And then I'm going to go ahead and show I'm going to show that we have how do I do this? So this is showing a lot of information. I need to then go into my analysis here, and then we're going to show the return. Before return, we're going to do console.log the data, so I can see what the data structure is. And then here I can just start filtering it out. By the way, this is really important to like even do because it helps understand like what is happening with our data. So let's go ahead. Okay, so we have all this data. So it's all in arrays. Great. Habit. Habit dot name. So then we have track sleep. Okay, so see, just like that, we now figured it out. So habit dot name, and then now we have everything here. Perfect. So we have all our different habits here, and we know exactly what we completed. Later on, we can even throw in more information, obviously. But for now, like the main idea is that I'm showing you that, hey, we have followed our steps that we've outlined at the beginning very well. We have been able to feed in wins. We've been able to feed in daily quests. And then now, next is we're going to go ahead in our next live stream is going to be going ahead to build out the actual, prompting and connection with, so the prompting and connection that we want to then send to actual GPT. One thing that we still need to do though is adding a frequency, but that's super easy, right? We just add like a toggle for like, okay, do we want to share only things that are in the last few weeks, in the last year, in the last, whatever frequency that we decided that are useful for us. So daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, all time. But yeah, hopefully this has made sense to you. Hopefully you're excited to join us on this journey where we show you how we build something from zero to hero. And if you got any value from this, feel free to give us a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Please take care.